So, normally I'm like not really into drama, but as Sheryl Swoopes has done a great job of continuing to pay my mortgage, Sheryl Swoopes has responded to it. Sheryl Swoopes has responded to the drama. Sheryl Swoopes has responded. What is she going to accuse Caitlin Clark of now? What is she going to do? Based on last year, based on this year, I don't know what the hell Sheryl Swoopes is going to say, what Swoopes is going to do, but I have no idea. Let's take a listen to Sheryl Swoopes right here, because she could say anything here. She could say anything. And obviously you guys have seen a watch part of this, so again, I can't even pretend it's a live reaction. No, I'm reacting to this because I actually think this is a good time for, the old Swoopes redemption arc. This season could be the Swoopes redemption arc.
You're going to foul somebody, I was always taught you don't give up an easy basket, period. And that's what I thought Caitlin did. My thing with that was, stand in it.
Stand on business.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that take. I've actually got no issue with that take. I have no issue because, look. If you've played ball, and I mean this, if you've played ball, you know that these situations happen a lot. You know hard fouls happen a lot. And we saw, again, a way worse foul by Markieff Morris, and we saw Markieff Morris turn around, and then Joakim Noah get him. And everyone was like, you know what? You don't turn around when you hit somebody. And again, did Angel Reese flop? Yes. Did she overreact? Yes. I don't think someone could. I don't think Caitlin Clark is wrong for walking away, but I also have no issue saying she shouldn't have. With someone saying she shouldn't have, because if you've played ball, you know that sometimes if you're gonna go and intentionally foul somebody, and you know that they could react, you deal with it. And again, I don't mind Caitlin walking away because of what sometimes has happened. She doesn't want to get teed up. It might be a flagrant. Even if it was a common foul, she doesn't want to get teed up. She wants to avoid that. She knows she's on the edge. She knows she's going to probably pick up close to the amount of tees for a suspension this season. So I understand it, but I also don't mind Swoopes taker.
Yeah,
Yes, okay.
Right? Don't walk away. My other issue was, I also have always been taught when I played, go grab your own teammate. Don't come grab my teammate.
I also agree with that one. I agree. I fully agree with that statement. And again, look, I know I grew up playing ball I grew up playing ball in Ireland. There's no illusions that the level of ball I played at wasn't the highest. But I was 17, 18 years old playing quote unquote pro ball. Again, the lowest level of pro. I wasn't getting paid. A lot of my teammates were getting paid. I wasn't. I was just kind of the young guy there. Essentially, was a practice player, 12th or 12th man, just playing a couple of minutes here and there. But even in practice, it was if two teams are going on and someone went at somebody, if you were on this person's team, you got that person. And you always back up your own team. And I don't mind Aaliyah Boston stepping in for Caitlin Clark, it depends on the relationship between Aaliyah Boston and Angel Reese as well. But also, you know what? I don't mind that either. Because even though I do think Aaliyah Boston was playing peacemaker, I do think her intentions were good. Trying to play peacemaker by putting your hands on someone on the other team sometimes does not work out. It does not work out.
So where Aaliyah Boston went over to Angel and was kind of we ain't gonna do that. To me, you got to go get your own teammate. I didn't have a problem with the foul. I thought it was a hard foul. I thought the refs got it right, and then you keep on playing. I got issues with all the other stuff. You're going.
I actually cannot believe. They so pressed with Aaliyah grabbing. She wasn't wrong. I'm sure she'd do it again. I don't think Aaliyah was wrong, but we can have a conversation. We can be honest, just like Caitlin walking away. Caitlin had her reasons for walking away. Aaliyah had her reasons for doing what she did. Intentions are right in both situations. Like, and a lot of people saw the picture of Angel Reese with her arm like this. And if you watch the clips, Aaliyah grabs Angel's arm, and then Angel is trying to get her arm off Aaliyah, and then you can see her fist like that. So it's like, look, you can take aim from a screenshot, and it is actually a reasonable take. This is a reasonable take, and look, you don't have to agree. Why would AB choose to grab someone that was walking away from the situation? You could say maybe she should have just kind of ran in front and stopped, but like, there is an argument here. Look, I understand you can have, like, you know the way people have Clark derangement syndrome? I understand assuming everything that Swoopes says is from a place of malice after last year. But, like, with that being said, I think that this is not a bad take. Well, she said something that makes sense. Don't worry. She said unintelligent stuff prior to this. I don't even care. I'm reacting to this clip. Like, this is very clearly her giving her opinion. And even if you don't agree with the opinion, you can tell that it's not coming from bad faith. This is not coming from bad faith because let's be real. If you've played ball at any sort of decent level, heck, even if you've played pickup, like I played with guys that grew up playing in the 90s, early 2000s, playing pro in the 90s, 2000s. Well, sorry, 2000s, early 2010s. I grew up guys that were playing pro in the 2000s. And I grew up practicing with these guys. I was never on that level. But like the way that they practice, and even in the pickup games that I play right now is with a lot of former pros and a lot of older former pros, like those fouls Caitlin Clark made, you make constantly throughout practices. And players do and have reacted badly to them. So it's just something that I think I can see where Swoopes is going from. Look, we all have the right to agree or disagree with what Swoopes says. And you can tell, you know, like Swoopes grew up playing. Like, I think so many of the old former players will actually agree with Sheryl Swoopes' take. I think so many people that played ball in the 90s, in the 2000s would agree with Sheryl Swoopes' take. Whereas nowadays, especially when in a league, with the way things are, you just kind of walk away to not escalate a situation. I don't think Caitlin Clark was wrong, but I also don't want to complain about Swoopes in this scenario because Sheryl Swoopes is going to say some dumb shit throughout the rest of the year. So when she says something like that makes perfect sense, I gotta say, you know what? Give some props to Sheryl Swoopes for not making a situation, throwing gasoline on a situation that, to be honest, a year ago she would have thrown gasoline on. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.